Today's Black Business Spotlight is on a local photographer who's taken some great pictures of everyday people and celebrities and has captured what makes each one special. But it's not the road he originally set out on. Welcome, Chuck Olu Alabi. Hi,
Thank
Chuck.
you. Hi,
how are
how's it
you?
going?
What was the road you set out on originally?
Well, I went to school for health science with a focus in public health. So
That's totally different.
totally different.
What made you veer off path?
I just loved photography more, and it was calling me, so I just went with it.
Yeah, and you said your dad kind of got you into it, but he's not a photographer.
No, he's not. He's a nurse,
Okay.
and he just always had a camera on him, and he always wanted to capture everything. So when it was time to take his picture, he'll give me the camera and tell me not to leave too much space above his head. So that's kind of how I started. Yeah.
Now, what makes your pictures different from others?
Well, I like to think the main ingredient in that is probably the connection between people. Because I think if you don't have enough connection with others, you can't really get out there.
You mean connection between you and the person, or the or the picture that you're taking?
The connection between me and the person.
Okay.
Yeah, so, because a lot of people tend to kind of hide in themselves. So then once you kind of joke with them, talk to them a little bit, they
So you don't take
up.
candid photos, obviously.
Oh, I do.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Well, how do you get a connection with candid photos?
At weddings.
Okay.
Those are always usually fun. Once you've interacted with them all day at the reception and stuff like that, they kind of open up a little bit more.
Yeah.
So you catch them being themselves.
So tell me how to take the perfect picture. You talk about telling a story. How do you tell a story?
Okay, so let's say a bride, right? She's getting ready on her wedding day, and then something happens where her bridesmaids are helping her with her dress, and they can't really get it on.
Right.
So it was a familiar scene that happened when one of my friends, she was getting married, and her bridesmaids were helping, all three of them. Their hands were just in there helping, and out of nowhere, she just said yes.
Yeah, so you got that story through pictures.
Exactly.
Yeah. You say fill the frame. How so?
Be knowledgeable of everything that's going on around you. So, because if you leave something empty, it'll kind of leave a void in the photo a little bit. So the more you fill in the frame, the more story you're giving the people to see.
How do you keep it simple, as you say?
Try not to think about too much. Focus on what you're taking. Yeah, once you focus on what you're taking and leaving all the technical aspects behind, you'll kind of figure it out in a way.
And know your light, which is kind of a no-brainer, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Do people know that?
You'll be surprised, because a lot of people tend to overexpose or underexpose photos.
Or shoot into the sun, or instead of being backlit.
Exactly. So if you just switch around a little bit, or just do certain things differently, I feel like you'll figure it out.
You kind of have to know your camera, though, to be able to do all that. And having taken pictures before, so you know not to shoot. What drives me crazy is you see these pictures of people shoot right into the light, and you can't even see your subjects because of it. Yeah, instead of getting the light on them. And know your subject.
Again, talking to the subject, talking to the people, just having them open up. Make a joke or something that will open them up, make them laugh. And then once you start shooting them, you'll notice that they kind of just relax a little bit, because people are usually stiff when you're taking their photos.
And it says be a director, and that kind of like brings it all together, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. I mean, I don't really know the definition of being a director, but I feel like I figured it out in terms of telling people, oh, look into the light, or look this way, look that way. So once you kind of figure out their personality, you can tell like which way their body moves. So then you can kind of be able to get the perfect photo for them.
Now, being a photographer, what do you think about selfies? Does it put you out of a job?
Well, it doesn't put me out of the job, but I don't take a lot of selfies. Well, unless I have a haircut. But usually I try to stay away from selfies. I might set up my camera and take a picture.
So how do you take the perfect selfie? How do you do that? There's so many people who are totally into it.
See, I'm not sure if I would be able to advise on that, but since I have a bunch of cameras, I might just set one up and then just use a remote, and that's my selfie.
Yeah, that's the old way of doing a selfie years ago.
Exactly.
You know, do you find that people are taking too many selfies and they should leave it to the professional to take pictures?
No.
Okay.
Because selfies are fun, so you can kind of just be like, oh, this is what I'm doing today. So it helps personalize who the person is, and it's a little more, it's more fun than being serious.
At what point do you say, I need a professional photographer for this? and not, you know, rely on Aunt Jane or whatever to take the pictures that night?
When you need a LinkedIn photo.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of selfies on LinkedIn and just, you know, random headshots or maybe even Tinder. But, you know, people, I go on LinkedIn and I'll see a friend that has a selfie as their main photo.
Like, no.
Yeah. Sometimes I might text them or shoot them a quick email like, what's up? What's going on here?
I'll come by. I'll give you a
exactly.
free one. Yeah.
So.
Now, 35 millimeter. Did you start with 35 millimeter?
I did, yeah.
And now you do digital. Which do you like better, and how has it kind of changed the medium?
I actually like all of it. Yeah, because 35 millimeter, I started with my dad, and then I, you know, delved into Polaroids a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun, especially at weddings when you're giving them away. People just always want it. It's a little gimmick that I have, but you know, you can always make it fun because people think, oh, films are old and it's the digital age, but once you kind of go back and learn the art of photography with film, you kind of, it helps you a little bit, you know, work faster and everything.
Is it better to learn with film? Does that make you better at digital?
I wouldn't say it's better, but it's definitely more rewarding because you kind of, it makes you slow down a little bit.
Like driving with a stick shift versus an automatic at first, learning how to do when you learn how to drive. Thank you so much, Chuck. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And for more information, visit Chuck Olu Alabi, actually olu-alabi.com, right?
It's just olualabi.com.
Okay, let's try it again. Olu Alabi, no hyphen there.
No hyphen.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.